Yes, you guessed it. I'm back with another Righteous Fire crafting video. This time, we're gonna craft a damage over time multiplier link, and I'm gonna show you a little secret of how to craft your own Righteous Fire jewel with Harvest. As with every good and cheap craft, everything starts with finding the right base. In our case, to make our lives easier and cheaper, we are gonna start with a fractured life ring on a good implicit. As usual, you're gonna have the link to the Google Sheet in the description below. At League Start, after 2 or 3 days, fracture rings are gonna be between maybe 20 and 50 chaos based on the implicit, the tier of the life, and the item level. I have been a bit conservative and went for tier 3 life prefix and above. I made the Craft of Exile simulation with the crafting steps that will help you when you are going to do the craft yourself by following the steps and what suffixes to look for. You're gonna access Craft of Exile using the link in the Google Sheets. You're gonna copy the export data link string by clicking the cell, Control C, simulator, restore saved item, paste the code. You're gonna check if the code is running properly by doing some simulations. Fixed 10,000 actions. You're gonna start the simulation. This is what you're gonna end up with as a cost. Keep in mind that delirium essences could fluctuate at league start. Same goes for the suffix to prefix based craft. As for the affixes we are looking for, we are gonna craft using the delirium essence to guarantee the damage over time multiplier suffix, and alongside that we are gonna look for at first 2 of these suffixes: chaos res, all res, fire, cold, lightning, dexterity, damage recouped as life, or T1 life regen. If we somehow miss these, we're gonna check if we got at least one suffix. Now we're gonna go to the instructions so the steps will be clearer and easier to follow. After we checked if we got 2 meaningful suffixes along with the damage over time multiplier, we're gonna check if there is an open prefix. If there is an open prefix, we can craft increased damage or anything you want or need. If we didn't have 2 meaningful suffixes with the damage over time multiplier, we're gonna check if we have at least 1 meaningful suffix with the damage over time multiplier. If we don't have at least 1 meaningful suffix, we're gonna have to use another delirium essence. If we do have a meaningful suffix, we are gonna check if we have an open suffix to craft something on. In my example, I crafted the lightning and chaos resistance, but you can craft anything else you want or need. If we don't have an open suffix, we're gonna check if we have 2 open prefixes. If we do have 2 open prefixes, we're gonna go with the orb of annulment. After the orb of annulment, we're gonna check if we have the damage over time multiplier and one of the meaningful suffixes we started with. if one of these gets annulled, we're gonna start from the beginning with the delirium essence spam. If not, we're gonna just craft the suffix we want. Now, if there aren't two open prefixes, we're gonna check if there is one open prefix. If is one open prefix, we're gonna do the beast craft using the, don't mind this, it's currently a bug. We're gonna use suffix to prefix beast, which is Varic Wolf Alpha, and try to open the suffix. After the beast craft, we're gonna check if we still have the suffix we went for and the damage over time multiplier. If we deleted one of these, we're gonna have to start all over again. But if we manage to keep both of them, we're gonna just craft the suffix we want. I'm gonna show you some item examples. Feel free to pause the video if you want to check them out up closely. Now that we've done the theory, I'm gonna showcase an example or a live craft. I've got my ring right here, fractured the prefix life. I level 83. I'm gonna spam some delirium essences on it. Feel free to stop whenever you consider the suffixes you get are good enough, or the suffix you get. This could be good enough if you are an RF juggernaut or chieftain and you lack intelligence. This is good enough. The 55 dexterity is amazing, and some fire res that could be changed into cold res or lightning res based on what your needs are with harvest crafting. On average, you shouldn't have to use more than 8 essences in order to get at least a useful suffix. This is another decent outcome. Not that good, but you can work with that. You can even craft increased damage or any other prefix you would want, like life regen and mana, increased damage, reduced mana cost. Sadly, I didn't get any chance to showcase the open suffix or the beastcraft using Varic Wolf Alpha. Now that the ring is out of the way, we are gonna focus on crafting the budget RF jewel. Again, we are gonna look on trade for a viridian jewel with the fire damage over time multiplier fracture. After we get the fracture, in Arch Nemesis, during the first week, I bought jewels like this for between 5 to 10C, and my advice is to craft these using Reforge life modifier, because on viridian jewels there are only 2 life outcomes: the maximum life with 350 weight and the totem life. With 250 weight, so your odds of getting life is 60%. And because you have the fire damage over time multiplier fractured, we're gonna look for any decent suffix or the fire damage prefix. This is amazing for fire trap, for example. On average, it should take around 15 reforged life to get the life prefix and a meaningful suffix. For those of you who are still here, I want to say I really appreciate it. And if somehow the video helped you in any way, I would like to hear about it in the comments. If you are looking forward for the next items on the Budget Righteous Fire, leave a like and feel free to subscribe. Thank you, and I hope your Rogue Reforged prefixes on Amulet blesses you with +1 to all skills and +1 to level of all fire skills.